So what last time I said now, Kwame, were you able to get here? The sub process. Hello. Yeah, Kwame, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
I made mention of it. What the challenge that he encountered when it comes to the sub processes. Okay. So I'm asking you, did you also got to that stage when you were practicing?
No, no, no.
You didn't.
And the sub process.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Do you have any challenge there? Or do you encounter anything?
Oh, no, please.
No, please. So do you understand the sub processes?
I also got okay. I actually got confused about what he's also talking about the CMD then n slash then the R part.
Okay. So now what I said is that to run the command, okay. Now the sub process, what we are saying that to run command, okay, using the Windows command, if you want to run the command, you use the CMD and the C to run command. Okay. Do you get it?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what we use. And then you already know what this one means. The there, right? So
Yep.
if you come here, for instance, if I come here and then I do CMD. CMD simply means command prompt. Okay. When you
Oh,
type your here, you see the CMD here will give you the command prompt. Okay, will give you the command prompt like what we have here. Okay, so that is anytime you type CMD here, it simply means the command prompt CMD. Okay, so you can see that CMD for the command prompt there. Okay, now what I'm doing here is that with the CMD here and the C, that is what does the running of your code. Okay, so you are going to use, so you list all your files and whatever information that you want to get to the CMD here. So now you could see here when you come to the explanation that I give here, see that CMD slash C is used to run what a command in Windows. Okay, so
all right.
CMD slash C is used to run what a command in Windows. Okay, so when like what we get did, okay, so once you do that, that's going to help us to, well, of course, it's going to be of a command prompt. Okay, so that is how the whole thing works. So that's going to run that at the background. Okay, and then redirect it. Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Okay. So usually where okay. Here, right? Now. Okay. So the question was we were talking about this, okay. So mention it, I think where the challenge is the CMD. and I said the CMD is the command. Okay, so we need the runner, okay, and then the slash c. So all that you see here, which I did the explanation here for you. See the c slash c, as you can see here, is used for a command in Windows. Okay, so if I open, I come here and I type cmd, then that is going to give me the command prompt. Okay, so this is our command prompt. That's basically for Windows. Okay, so once I get here and then I type there, the there simply means the directory. So that is going to list our directory for us. So you will see here, it just lists all the directory. Okay, so we needed that to be able to list our directory. So when you come here, you will see here, this is the command prompt and the C and the del. So when I run this code, like what you said, then it's going to do that by listing that my current is where I am currently. Okay, so if I run this code currently where my file, my directory is, so now you can see that this one will list everything for me. So if I come here, then I type this. So I'm expecting that this one should list everything. So it's going to help me. So now you see that this is what currently I have in that directory. So you can see that the directory where I'm looking at, I have all these files here. You can see here, these are all the files that I have in that directory. Okay. So I hope it's clear now.
Yes, please. Secondly, yeah, on the topic of the directory, let's assume you see the directory there is representing like the current directory you are in.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, so
yeah. The
let's say
current
if you want,
directory.
yeah, let's say if you want to like list the files from a different directory, how are you going to go about it?
So then you need to move to that directory. Okay, you need to move to that directory, and then you look. For instance, if the code that I just wrote here, the directory, that this one is the user directory. Okay,
Yes,
how we know this user directory? Okay,
yes, please.
so this user directory, if I type Python, okay, and then I move to, because now you can see the directory that I am, okay, that is user directory. So if I place this code here and then I run this code, it is sorry, but I need to first import my uh, subprocesses, okay, as usual before it could work that. But the word that I want you to know is that when you do that from your end, it's going to list all the content that I have in my user directory. That's what it means. So based on the current directory where you are exactly, in that case you list that directory there, so that's going to pick all the information within that directory for you. I hope if I've answered you.
Yes, yes,
So let's say that I have sub process and I've assigned it to sub, and then from here, this is what I have. So if I come here and I say import subdirectory, so here, if I do this, now you can see that all the files that are here. So now you can see that I'm inside my user. So inside the user, you can see that I've installed different files. I've installed Anaconda, I've installed a lot of stuff. My document, you can see my document is there, the download, favorite, link, physics, OneDrive. You can see here my pictures. So whatever that goes to the user directory will be listed there. That is your current directory. What do you have there? I hope it's clear.
Yes.
Okay. So the last time where we got to do the automation, we move down the when now you could see that we have um you could see this. If we have what we call schedule tasks with Windows task scheduler. Now, for instance, when you want to do automation, in that case, you need to schedule, like maybe I want to even send an email. What will I need to do? I may have a certain time that I want to send an email. Okay, the same thing, you can either create a different file, maybe within your maybe social media platform, and schedule the time that you want to blast those information. Okay, so that is schedule. Okay, so we can also do the same schedule within Windows. Okay, so we can schedule the tasks with Windows task schedule. Okay, so in that case, when you run your code, it's going to be based on that. So if we are going to do that, then we need to specify the intervals that we want to run our file. Okay, so what do we use? So we are going to use the Windows task schedule to do the execution of the file that we want to do, and that's going to cause the automation for us. So in that case, is within that period, it's going to run again. Then the period, so that's your time. That's how it's going to do. So you create dot bat file to run Python script. So if I want to run a Python script based on automation, so I'll create this file, and then my directory where my files are, let's say, have all the command what that we've gone through. Maybe I want to do some automation from that point. So I'll save that file in a file, like a script in the file like this, and then you point to the directory where that file is. Okay, so when you do that and you run the code, is we run the .bat code, it's going to run that script for you. Okay, do you get it?
Please, can you go over?
Okay, what I'm saying is that now we are talking about automation, and when you talk about automating something, then it means that you set a time frame where that thing that you want to automate will automatically occur on its own without you assisting it. Okay, that is the purpose for automation. So to do that in Windows, we are saying that we use the Windows time schedule, the task schedule to do that. Okay, so that task schedule is going to help you to be able to run your script within that particular interval that you set for. Okay, I hope it's clear.
Yep.
Okay, and to that script, so you need to create a .bat file, like we've created Python file, what .py. Okay, so to be able to run a script to run automatically on its own. Then you create what .bat file. Okay, so inside your .bat file, then you can have your Python script file inside, and you point to the directory in which your file can be located. I hope it's clear now.
That side, no? Like the script one.
Which one? The script is your code. So for instance, all the automation that we've been doing, I want to put all in the script file, like Python file like this. Okay, so this is the Python file. So this Python file contains all my scripts. That is all my code. I hope that one is clear. Now, if I want to run this code automatically, of course, here, if I want to run, then I need to run this in my editor before this code will run. But I don't want to run it in my editor. I want to move away from the editor which I use to create my script. Okay, so we are saying that to do that away from Python, in that case, you need to create a .bat file somewhere that you can run. I hope it's
Yes.
okay. So now you already know that if I want to run a Python file, I will take that the file location, the file name, and then the Python. I hope you know this. If you want to run any Python file, where the file is, you type Python, then the file name. But here, because you are not in the same location, for instance, if I'm in the same location, in that case, I don't need the directory where the file is located. So can just type Python and the file because I'm in the same what directory. But if you are running it away from that directory, then you need to point it to the directory where the file can be located. And then this one is going to run Python. So when you execute the .bat, then it will get inside the Python and execute the file by using the Python. I hope it's clear.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what we actually have. So for instance, what are some of the things that we can schedule? Okay, using the Windows task schedule. So to do that, maybe we can do our daily, maybe checking your email like last time I talked about, or sending an email or sending important information to somebody. You can do all those things. Okay, so these are some of the things that we can actually do. Okay, so what you see here is the based on all that we've gone through. Okay, so all the code that so far we've gone, you can see here we've import our OS and know what that means. We involved as SH utility, the subprocesses, the PS utility, and then the request. Okay, so these are different packages you might need to be able to do certain things that we want to do. Okay, so now here this is just a script to be able to check my system resources. Okay, so system resources monitoring, and I want to check my CPU and everything. And then when I'm done, I say that you should save it to system file. Okay, so this is going to save it to the system file for me. Okay, and then whatever that information that you see here, you should put it into percentage and all this. That's why you see the percentage. And the next line, so it means that after writing every file, you move to the next line. That's what you mean. The new line is that next line, which we actually went through. Okay, so here is to backup. So now I can do a backup file. So all these ones, you create a backup folder for me to check if it doesn't exist to create it. And then it come here and then add certain information to the file for me. So now it's going to check example.txt backup and all those things. Okay, so make sure that these ones exist. Okay, so these are all the information that exactly we actually need, and then we want to also fetch data from the email. So we've gone through everything here, and all that we are saying is that we needed to put all this information in just one file. So let's see how we can actually solve this by putting everything in an automation. Okay, so I have this file. Okay, so this is the file that currently we have. Okay, so let's see. I just want to do certain things here. So later on, let me find out if you'll be able to check that. So now I'll go to my directory. This is my directory where we are working. So definitely whatever that we are going to do is going to come to PA class. Okay, so PA class is where everything will get to. Okay, so now let's get into it. I have some information there, so I just want to take those information out of it. Okay, and then also take this one out of it. Okay, actually go through our file. But the one important thing is we needed to create this file. So now this is the a file that contains all our script, all the script that we've done so far. I just put all together. You can see here all the ones we've gone through them. So just to place all together. Now here I'm writing this one as a main Python file. So you can see here, this is what is going to run everything as the main Python file. Okay, so now it will just check here, and then anytime you want to write anything as the main Python file, we use this underscore name. Okay, and then we call the main file underscore. Now here is the message that I want to print before the whole task starts. Okay, so starting automation task. So this one will come. Now I can call all the different functions that I just created. So you could see that I'm calling for the function. So you can see here I have a function for run command function. Then you have fetch web data function. Then we have backup bar functions. Then we have system, we have the log system info. So these are different functions. So now when you want all these functions within the start of your program, so now you need to call the main automation runtime. So the main automation runtime, we use the Python main command, main file command. So now here to use that one, say if underscore name underscore equal to underscore main, okay, column. Now you can just call all the different methods that you want to run within. So now here, just the information I want to give first. Then step one, log system info. So now I'll call the log system info function. Then step two, I want it to run backup file. Okay, then step 3, I also want you to fetch data from the web. Okay, and then step 4, just to list my directory. Okay, and here after that, it should print automation task completed. I hope it's clear.
Yep.
Okay, so if I can run this file here. Now here I'm going to run this by um, using my editor. So if I run this one within my editor here, you could see that is now you can see that it started printing. Now you could see that start automation task. Then it says that here system report generated and logged. Okay, based on what we just said, and the file imported. So you can see that files from import file backup to this. Okay, and then retrieve this one data that we will retrieve here, and the command there execute successful. And last one is the automation task completed. Now, when you check the code, what we just wrote, let's look at here. Now, we wrote, or this is the system log, the getting the system log file information. So you could see that here, this one, we actually did not point anything to our folder. If you can check, now let's go to our folder. If I get my folder here, what we just created to put the, now if I check the imported file, you will see that there is nothing in there. If I check for, if I check for location, let's say backup, the backup, you could see that there is nothing there. Now, see what we just did. Now you could see that the name that we give for the file. What is the name we give for the file? Now let's check. The name we give for the file here is, let's use the first one. It's what? System what? Underscore report.csv. You realize that this system, we were expecting like we should see the system.this in maybe our backup folder directory, but then we didn't see. So let's check where it went to. So now you can see here, if we scan, we scroll down, then you can see it somewhere here, or you can see it here, right? So it did not enter into our folder. So how do we resolve that? Look at them. Instead of this file to move to maybe imported file, then we can just write the command to move to here. It just came straight to this side. You can see that their output is also here. All those things are not in our imported file directory. So how do we resolve this? How do we get this one in that folder instead of any idea? We should have we should have linked to our directory. Okay, but we realized that here we were not linking to our directory. So this is the directory, the folder that we've created. Okay, so you can see here import. So maybe we want it to go to import file, then from the import directory here, it's also going to link that one, move that one, to make directory this. Okay, so now this one is going to also check make this directory. Then it move the file to that directory for us. Okay, so to be able to get that thing sorted out, then we need to take this one out. Okay, we need to take this one up, and let's say we add it to our directory here. So if I put this one here, then it means that this file will go through what? That folder. Okay, so it's going to go through that folder. It means that here import, then this one going to that folder. If you run this code here currently, now let's go to the folder. Now we've linked everything. Okay, so once we've linked this one to that folder, it means that the file that is going to create here will go directly to that folder that we've created there. Okay, so now log file, we expect it to go to that folder. So when we check our backup, we can see that we have the imported file here. So it means that this is where our backup here, the screen backup here, and then this backup should move to this one. So you can say make there. Okay, we check that if it exists, then you go through the process. Okay, so now let's check and see if that is done. Okay, you could see how it did the copy. So now you could see that you copy the file and everything and send it to the new file. So this is how the whole thing will go through. So let's check everything from here. So if I open this folder and check imported, now you can see that the file is there. Now let's go to backup and see our backup. You can see because we did copy, we didn't move, so you can see that it has copied to that. If it was moved, then in that case it will move everything from here to backup, but we did copy. So copy will copy toward that folder. So you can see here we did copy. So copy is not going to move. You can see here copy. So definitely it's going to copy some. It's not going to move everything to that folder. Okay. So now we understand this. So now we know how to run the whole code here. But the next part, we need to create an automation for that. So what do we need to do? We say we should use .bat file. So now you can see here, run script.bat. So I've created the .bat file. The inside the .bat file, I will look for the directory where I can get my script. So you can see that my script is inside what? User, then came the username, then the document directory, then I have this, that's the PA class, then inside that I will see my your script.this. So if we go to this directory, this is the directory that we can get our scripts, all the combined scripts, what we've done so far. Okay, so if I come here, you could see that I'm inside the PA class. Now let's check here. This is the directory. So you could see the user, we have king, document, the PA. Then inside that I can see my file, what I just see. So can we see your file P? We check here. So you could see here your script.py. So this is where the file can be located. Okay, so that is the directory that we've given to our file. So once you are running this file, it's going to pick from that directory. It's going to pick from that directory. So let's look at sorry. Let's open our. So if I open this file here, so now you can see here, this is what we have. So this file that I have here, is inside that. So now I've created my script. So inside this script, I can place the file. So this is going to run, because if I want to run the Python file, I'll start Python to the directory and I'll write that file. Okay, so I'm writing it differently from if it was the same directory, then I can just run Python and it will run. Okay, so now here is a different directory. So once it's a different directory, then I need to get the location, the directory address. This is the location, okay, where you can find that file. Then you put in Python. So the moment you execute .bat file, it's going to run everything. Okay, I hope it's clear.
Yeah.
So now let's see how we can run the .bat file. So now I've created my .bat file. So this is how you create your file. So you can go to file. You can just create your name here like this, and I'll go to save as. Okay, and inside the save as, I can type maybe nana dot bat. So we change here to all so that it doesn't look like Python file, and then click on save. So now this is where I've created empty.bat file. This is an empty.bat file. So now if I want to run the nana, I can just copy all these ones, this code, and place it in nana. So once I run nana, it's going to run this script that is here. Okay, so now we've created .bat file. So if you go to our folder where we are working, so if we could even do it somewhere, it's still the same, just that you need to link the location address to that file. That's all that you needed. So now you can see the nana is here, the .bat file. Now you can run this code by just double click on this. You can see here, this is Windows bat file. So once you double click on this, it will run it for you. Okay, you can see here, it just to run it for me. So you can see that it just ran the file for me. Okay, I hope you saw it.
Please, can you do it again?
Okay, so this is nana. So now I'll just double click on this. So now you can see that it has started. It just ran, but you see it just start and stop. Okay, so now here you can see this. Okay, so it means that it has run the file. So if you go there, we can see the content. Let's check here. Let's check here. I'm now going to delete the content what we just backed up here from these folders. Okay, and then we click on it and see how everything goes. So now I'll delete every content from here. Let's delete the next content from the imports to. Okay, so I've deleted this one too as well. Now let's go and double click on the file. Sorry. So I'll just double click on nana here. Okay, so let's go to our file. You could see that it has created it. How we can see it?
Yeah.
We go to backup. You can see that it has created that. just pick. Now let's pick this one. We can run this one without double click on it. So let's go there. I think that one will give you more idea of. So that's why sometimes some link can be given to you. It's advisable that you don't need to click on any link. So we can just create a link, something like this, and send it to you. The moment you click on that link, the file, whatever is there will run. And maybe I'm here to pick your maybe your credit card from your phone or any variable information, depending on what I've set in the command. So the moment you double click on it, you can see the click, and then you can link like you can win like 100,000 Ghana cedi, or you can get. These are all what we call fishy scripts. So they are just there to steal information from you. The moment you click, then they can get access to your whole system and pick information. So you always have to be alert when you know some of these things. It's not anything that you see that you click. You need to be sure of what you are clicking. Okay, so don't just see any link. Anybody send you a link and say click on it, then you click. Once you do that, that person can take any information from your system, or it can install another application in your system where you'll be using working at the background, taking information from you. So you always have to be careful. So if maybe I want to track you, I can get you a file, something like that. Just install, depending on how my code is doing. The moment you install, I can install my application on your system, and it's working at the background, and can track you wherever that you go, can see your movement. So these are some of the things you need to take note of. So let's see how we can run this code on our own. So I can go to command prompt. Let's use CMD. We can either use CMD or let's use CMD or PowerShell, any of them, but let's use CMD. So with CMD, now first thing is I need to move to the location where my file can be found. Okay, that is the .bat file. So we know that that will be in document, right? Okay, so I'll do cd document, and then inside the document it will be in another file, another folder called pa class. I hope it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, now when I check my PA, now you do the ls will not work for this, so I need to do what there, right? So when I list my directory, now you could see that these are the files that I have. So now you can see that I have Nana. Okay, you can see that I have Nana here. Okay, so now I can just call